Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am Dat Keto Lady, and I just want to start off by saying thanks so much for tuning in on today's video, and for everybody who has been subscribing. Y'all, I hit 20,000 subscribers this past week, and that was so exciting for me. I am grateful for all of you, because without you, I would have no purpose and no reason to be on YouTube filming videos and showing and sharing recipes. So I am thankful and I appreciate your support. So in today's video, we're going to be making strawberry cupcakes. I was trying to think of something to make for Valentine's Day, and I thought, man, I know these were a big hit when I posted them on Instagram, so I'm going to share them on YouTube with a step-by-step. So they're very easy to make. All of the ingredients I got at Walmart. Very basic recipe, but it is so delicious. You will not know that you're eating a keto-friendly dessert. So before we get started, I will say I'm making these into cupcakes. You can make this into a cake if you would like. You would just use like an 8x8 or an 8-inch circle or a 9-inch circle pan and just bake it as a cake. You can totally do that. If you haven't checked out my e-cookbook, Big Easy Keto, it's available on datketolady.com. I will link it below. It has 63 of my personal recipes in it. It's $12, and even though it's an e-cookbook, you can print it after purchase. So if you want a physical copy in your hand, that is an option. So with all that being said, let's get baking. Here's what we're gonna need for the cupcake portion of the recipe. We're gonna need vanilla extract, baking powder, eggs. I am using extra light tasting olive oil. Now this is just not regular olive oil or extra virgin olive oil. You'll see on here it says extra light tasting. It is so mild, and I absolutely love when I'm baking to use this particular oil in place of something like vegetable oil or canola oil. This is a much better option. We're gonna need coconut flour, almond flour, cupcake liners. Then right here, you'll see I have strawberry extract. I found this at Walmart. And then we're gonna need a couple of drops of red food coloring. Also, it goes almost as an obvious thing that we will need a nonstick spray to spray our cupcake liners with. But this is all things that you can get at Walmart, and very inexpensive. And I would venture to say, if you've been keto, low carb, sugar free, something like that for any length of time, there is a very good possibility that you have 99% of these ingredients on hand already. I didn't list a sweetener in the ingredients when they were set out on the counter, but obviously there is sweetener. I am using Pure for this particular recipe, but you would use an equal amount for a different sweetener of your choice. If it were something like Lakanto or Swerve, just use the same exact amount. Are standard size cupcakes. These are not the mini, nor are they the large. It's just the regular size. The cupcakes are fresh out of the oven. The key is you don't want to overbake them. It took 12 minutes in my oven at 350. Every oven is different, so you'll just have to gauge them. I started checking them at the 10-minute mark, and 12 was the sweet spot for mine. While we're waiting for the cupcakes to cool, we're gonna go ahead and do two different things. First, we're gonna make some little chocolate heart-shaped, just little accents to put on top of the cupcakes after they're iced. This is just a very small silicone mold. This is about the size of a quarter, essentially. We're gonna use this. I got it at Walmart. It was less than $4 in the little seasonal section. And I just thought it was cute. So today we're gonna be using the Bake Believe chocolate chips. These are also from Walmart. And we're just gonna melt them down and put them in the mold. We are not gonna fill the mold up all the way. I want these to be pretty thin little pieces. I don't want giant hearts on top of the cupcakes. Lilies is also an option. You can melt these down, but not all Walmarts have lilies. So I just wanna show you, you could use either of these. You could also use a white chocolate version of these Bake Believe chips. Any kind of sugar-free chocolate that you want, basically, you could use. I'm just choosing to use this one today. In my ramekin, I have 1 cup of the Bake Believe chocolate chips. I'm gonna microwave them in 30-second increments, stirring them in between each time. This normally will take between a minute and a minute and a half in 30-second sections. We're at the 30-second mark and you can see they're starting to melt really well. I'm gonna give them a good stir and put them back in the microwave for another 30. We're at 1 minute total. I microwaved it 2 times on 30 seconds and I think we're gonna stop right there because we don't want to burn this. We just want it to be smooth enough to pour out into the mold. Just have a small teaspoon. I'm just gonna do about 1 teaspoon in each cavity of the mold. Like I said, we don't want this to be super thick. We want them to be relatively thin little hearts just to place on top of the cupcake in the icing. So obviously we have more chocolates than what we're gonna need. We only have a dozen cupcakes. However, keep these on hand. These will make really cute little Valentine's Day chocolates. If you have a keto or sugar-free or low-carb person in your life, you could always put them in a cute little Valentine's Day bag and they can enjoy chocolate hearts on the day of love. We're gonna put them in the freezer and let them harden up just a bit. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the sweetener and then a little bit of red food coloring. Just a drop is all I'm gonna put in here. If I can get it to do just a drop. There we go. Okay, that is perfect. So now we have our red, quote unquote, sprinkles to go on top of the cupcakes. Here are the ingredients that we're gonna need for the icing on the cupcakes. This is a strawberry flavored cream cheese frosting. So we're gonna need butter, cream cheese, strawberry extract, red food coloring, vanilla extract, and then we're gonna need a powdered sweetener. And I've shown this in other videos, but what I do is I take the granular form of the sweetener, I use a coffee grinder and I make my own powdered sweetener, so I always have some on hand and I don't have to buy double the ingredients by buying a different, package of sweetener. I make my own. So whenever I am loading up an icing bag with icing, I always put it like in a cup and then I'll fold it over just because it makes it easier and I can really open it up without making a huge mess. I'll show you how I do it. The hearts out of the freezer. You could also put them in the refrigerator. It doesn't really matter. Just something to get them firm. So let's see what they look like. Oh, okay. So I want you to see how thin they are, and they're really pretty. They didn't come out shiny like the lilies did, but that's okay. That's okay. Next up, we're going to take our sprinkles and we're going to put them on our cupcakes. Now we're going to take a chocolate piece, a chocolate heart, and we're just going to stick it into the tops of the cupcakes. How cute are those cupcakes, y'all? Oh, I can't wait to try one. I had some of these chocolate hearts left over. What I did was I took a little pretzel bag, these clear ones you can also get at Walmart. I put a couple in here, 4 to be exact, and I have a couple more, but I'm just showing you this one as an example. I put some ribbon on it, and I'm gonna give these to some of my keto friends. Here the cupcakes are in all of their beautiful glory, looking so delicious. These were really easy to make, and they are so delicious. From the chocolate on top to the cream cheese icing to the strawberry cake, these are phenomenal. So y'all said you wanted to see me eat some of the food that I cooked, so I'm gonna end this video in the weirdest way possible, and that is by eating the cupcake. There's the inside of the cupcake, and it is phenomenal. It is so good. There's like chocolate pieces melted in there from this. Oh yes, this is delicious. It's gonna be a mess. So good. I'll also say that I've been keto for almost 2 years. I have always enjoyed a keto snack for the most part every day. My dogs are down here getting the crumbs that are falling on the floor. And so I have never eliminated a snack every day, but I have included it in my allowance of net carbs, meaning that I always save about 4 to 5 net carbs a day for a snack specifically, because that is what I feel like is sustainable for me. If I were to constantly tell myself, no, I can't have this, I can't have this, I would want it even more. So in order for me to live keto sustainably, I include a snack every day. I usually like to make my own snacks, but there are some prepackaged ones that I like. This is so weird. And I will put some of those links below. This is a mess. We're almost done. Yes. But some of the snacks that I like the most are in fact things that I make myself, mostly because a lot of the prepackaged snacks have a ton of fiber in it to bring down the carb count, and sometimes that can really mess with your stomach and stuff and make you feel just not very good. So if you're making the food yourself, you know what's in it, the ingredients are usually cleaner and that kind of thing. There you go. The cupcake is gone. It was delicious. Y'all make it, but you don't have to film yourself eating it. All right, bye. That concludes today's video. I hope y'all enjoyed it, and more importantly, I hope that you will make it and share it with the ones that you love the most. These cupcakes would be phenomenal to bring to any Valentine's party you have, or if you have a Galentine's event to go to, because you don't want to fatten up your girlfriends. Hello. But anyway, I hope y'all enjoyed the video. I hope you love the recipe. Make it and share it with the ones that you love the most. And I will see you all next time for another delicious, wonderful, easy, keto-friendly, low-carb recipe.